Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Melissa Crafter and I create custom epoxy free tumblers along with other crafts. In this week's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this ombre epoxy free tumbler, to which I added this awesome print to using Teckwrap vinyl. If that is something that you're interested in, please continue watching. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you aren't subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I do upload a new video every week. Thank you so much for watching. Before we begin, I want to show you the type of tumbler that I used. I am using this 30-ounce HOGG skinny straight tumbler from the stainlessdepotcompany.com. I like ordering my tumblers from this company in specific because each tumbler does come individually boxed. Inside the box, the tumbler will be bubble wrapped and then it'll have the lid and the straw. I like to buy my cups in bulk from them since they are always having sales. I'm going to put their website down below in the video description. If you follow that link, you can get a discount code where you can save $10 on your first purchase of $75 or more. So the first thing I'm going to do, I already did sand this tumbler with 220 grit sanding paper. All stainless steel tumblers come with a factory coating on them that prevents them from rusting since they are intended to be used as is. In order for our epoxy-free Crystalac products to work well on our cup, you want to remove that factory coating. That way our Crystalac products have a good surface to adhere on well to. Now that I have sanded my cup, I'm going to base paint my tumbler with a quality base paint. You want a base paint that has a paint and primer. I'm first going to go in with this Rust-Oleum gloss white spray paint that does have that built-in paint and primer. I'm going to do 2 coats of this white spray paint, and then I'm going to go in with a neon pink and a neon orange spray paint to do an ombre. The neon spray paints didn't have a built-in primer, so that's why I did the 2 coats of the white spray paint first. I'm going to wait 30 minutes in between each spray paint coat. When spray painting, you do want to be in a well-ventilated area. Here you see I'm outside and I am wearing a respirator mask. So now I'm going to go in with these Rust-Oleum fluorescent neon spray paints. I'm using the color orange and the color pink. I'm going to go in with these 2 colors and create an ombre effect. I'm first going to go in with the neon orange and begin to spray at the bottom of the cup. I am rotating my cup with my other hand as I spray paint. I'm first making sure that my whole bottom is fully spray painted. And then I'm going to start to begin to move towards the middle of the cup. Now I'm going to add the neon pink. It started to get super windy on me right here, so you'll see me move from one side of the frame to the other side. But what I'm doing here is I am adding the neon pink onto the rim of the cup first, and then I'm going to work my way towards the middle just like I did with the neon orange. Once both colors meet, it'll create that ombre effect right down the middle. Since I did use spray paint as my base paints, I am going to allow this cup to off-gas for 48 hours. Since spray paint is solvent-based and Crystalac products are water-based, you do want to allow your spray paint to off-gas for 48 hours so you won't have any issues. So here my cup has already off-gassed for 48 hours and I am now going to glitter it. The glitters that I'm going to be using are from Sugar & Spice Glitter Co. For the pink part of this ombre cup, I'm going to be using this pink glitter here. It is called Hot Girl Summer. It's a super bright and fun pink color. It is one of my favorite pink glitters. The orange glitter that I'm going to be using is called Sun Kissed. I do have a discount code with Sugar & Spice Glitter Co. You can use promo code Melissa Crafter for 10% off of your order. I'll link her website down below in the video description and I'll also put my discount code there. To glitter my cup, I'm going to be using Crystalac's glitter glue. It's a glue adhesive that bonds to metal, glass, plastic, ceramic, fabric, and more. It does have a 2-hour dry time in between each coat. You can purchase this glitter glue at the crystalacstore.com. I'm going to add links to all the products that I use in this video down below in the video description. I like to match my base paint to my glitters. That way I'll only need one coat of glitter. I'm going to add a coat of glitter glue onto my cup, and using this Wet n Wild makeup brush from Dollar Tree, I'm going to spread it all over my cup. I really like using these super inexpensive makeup brushes from Dollar Tree to apply my glitter glue onto my tumblers because it does apply it streak free. Now that I have my glitter glue on my cup, I'm going to begin to add my glitter. I'm first going to go in with the orange glitter and start glittering the bottom part of my cup. I'm first going to make sure that the whole bottom part of my cup is covered. Once I begin to create that ombre effect, I'm going to tilt my cup downward and I'm going to allow the glitter to fall down towards the middle of the cup. Now going in with my pink glitter, I'm first going to make sure that my rim is fully covered. Then to blend that pink color onto the orange, I'm going to again tilt my cup downward and allow the glitter to fall down towards the middle of the cup. Once I add this coat of glitter, I'm going to allow this to dry for 2 hours. Here my cup has dried off for 2 hours, and I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to brush off any loose glitter that didn't adhere to my cup. Using the same glitter glue, I'm going to be sealing my glitter. I'm going to add a coat of glitter glue on top of my glitter. It does go on white, but it does dry off clear. While sealing my glitter, I'm also going to be flattening it down using parchment paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this coat of glitter glue and then I'm going to allow it to dry for an hour. After an hour, I'm going to go in with some parchment paper and flatten my glitter down. You'll see me use the parchment paper up in the next clip. So now after an hour, I'm going to go in with some parchment paper and I'm going to try to flatten my glitter down as much as possible. Sealing and flattening down your glitter helps with the overall amount of coats that you're going to need to gloss up your cup. So here I have rolled up my cup in parchment paper and I'm going to be using this brayer roller that you can find on my Amazon storefront that's linked in the video description. I'm going to use it to press down on my cup to get my glitter as flat as possible. After doing this, I am going to allow my cup to dry for that additional hour that glitter glue requires for dry time. So I do like to repeat these steps twice where I seal my glitter with glitter glue and flatten it down using parchment paper just to be sure that my glitter is well sealed and flattened down. The steps for sealing and flattening down your glitter is you want to add a coat of your glitter glue, allow it to dry for an hour. After that hour, you want to go in with your parchment paper. After going in with your parchment paper, you allow it to dry for that additional hour. So now I'm going to begin to gloss up my cup. The epoxy free tumbler top coat that I'm going to be using on this cup is Brite Tone from the Crystalac company. Brite Tone is an epoxy free water-based non-toxic top coat. Since it is non-toxic, it is completely safe to use even indoors. With Brite Tone, a glossy finish is achieved by adding several thin coats. Each coat of Brite Tone does require a 4-hour dry time. So you want to add thin coats every 4 hours until you are satisfied with your glossy finish. You can purchase Brite Tone at the crystalacstore.com. I'll link it down below in the video description. Before I show you how I apply my Brite Tone onto my tumblers, I want to take a second to briefly talk about a new product that was recently released by the Crystalac company. Some of you might have already heard about the new awesome tumbler top coat that is now available on the Crystalac website. The name of this new tumbler top coat is Grand Finale. This is what it looks like right here. I have already made a couple of tumblers using it. The best thing about this tumbler top coat is that it does have a 2-hour dry time. It's also thicker than Brite Tone, meaning you could finish your tumblers quicker and with less coats. I'm working to put out a tutorial using this brand new tumbler top coat. Be on the lookout. This weekend I should have a tutorial using Grand Finale. I'll talk about it more in depth in the new video, but I wanted to quickly mention it to you guys since I know a lot of you have already ordered it and should be getting it soon. If you haven't ordered it or are wanting to get more information on it, I will link it down below in the video description. The tumbler in this video was completed with Brite Tone since it was completed before this new product came out. So here I'm going to add my first coat of Brite Tone. I did transfer my Brite Tone onto this condiment bottle for easier application from my gallon. Each coat of Brite Tone is added the same. You want to add a nice thin even coat, just enough to where your cup isn't dripping, and you want to allow your cup to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours to total 4 hours of dry time in between each coat. To help reduce the amount of coats that you're going to need overall to achieve a glossy finish, you also want to sand every 3 to 4 coats. You want to sand with 400 grit sanding paper. This is going to help smoothen out your cup. After sanding, you simply want to wipe down your cup with a lint-free cloth and put it back on your turner and continue coating your cup every 4 hours. So I don't record every coat that I give my cup simply because every coat of Brite Tone is added the same. So I'm going to continue coating my cup with Brite Tone until I can no longer feel the glitter. Once I no longer feel the glitter, that's when I'll go in and add my decals. So while I continue coating my cup with Brite Tone, I am now going to work on my decal. The vinyl that I'm going to be using is this black shimmer adhesive vinyl from Teckwrap Craft. This vinyl does have a shimmery smooth surface and you can find it on the Teckwrap website in many different colors. Since it does have a smooth surface, it will still shimmer underneath your top coat whether you're using Brite Tone or epoxy. I do have a discount code with Teckwrap. You can use promo code MelissaCrafter10 at checkout for 10% off of your order. I'll put the Teckwrap website down below in the video description and I'll also add my discount code there. So here I have already cut out my decal using my Cricut Explore Air 2. I did purchase this SVG full wrap decal from Etsy from the shop Chameleon Cuttables US. I'll link it down below in case anybody is interested. I cut this vinyl on the holographic vinyl cut setting and now I'm going to go in with my Teckwrap weeding pen and weed out my decal. This weeding pen is one of my favorite weeding tools because it does have a sharp stainless steel tip. Definitely check out the Teckwrap website. They have quality vinyl and they also have a ton of weeding tools. Their website is going to be linked down below as mentioned earlier, and I'll also have my discount code for the Teckwrap website there. So I'm going in and removing this big piece of excess vinyl first, making sure that I don't rip out any of the important pieces. Video is sped up, but you do want to be sure to take your time. Now that I have removed this big piece of excess vinyl, I'm going to go in and remove those small fine detail cuts. So now that I have my decal weeded out, I'm going to take a piece of transfer tape that is the same size as my decal and place it on top. The type of transfer tape that I'm using is from Teckwrap and is their matte transfer tape. So here I'm just sizing it and then I'm going to cut my transfer tape. So here I'm going to remove the backing along the entire top part of my transfer tape. And I'm going to put it along the top part of my decal. Now I'm going to go in with my scraper and I'm going to begin to scrape on my transfer tape on top of my decal. Now I'm going to remove the backing. And now my decal is ready to be placed on my cup. To make sure that my full wrap decal aligns perfectly, I'm going to be using the parchment paper hack. Here my cup is completely smooth and I can no longer feel the glitter. I'm going to take my parchment paper and place it on top of my decal, leaving a piece there exposed on the left hand side. Your decal will not stick on to your parchment paper. With that part of my decal that I left exposed without parchment paper underneath, I'm going to try to put this as straight as possible on my tumbler. Once I feel that it's straight, I'm going to adhere it onto my tumbler, and then I'm going to start to roll my decal with the parchment paper underneath all the way around my decal. So wrapping your decal all the way around your cup, you're going to see here if your decal aligns as it should, where both ends meet. Here you can see that mine didn't align, so I'm going to unwrap my tumbler and I'm going to try again. So once I unwrap my tumbler, I'm going to lift off that piece that I adhered onto my cup. And again, I'm going to try to place it on my cup as straight as I could, wrap my tumbler with my decal and parchment paper and see if it aligns where both ends meet. So here I'm adhering it once again, and then I'm going to begin to wrap my tumbler with my decal with my parchment paper underneath. So here on my third try, you can see that my decal aligns where both ends meet. So we're good to go to remove the parchment paper. So now that I know that my decal is going to align where both ends meet, I'm going to slowly begin to remove the parchment paper. I already have that part adhered onto my cup that I adhered on earlier. So I'm just going to be slowly removing the parchment paper from underneath my vinyl, and I'm going to be adhering on the rest of the decal on my cup slowly. I do like to take my time while doing this because I don't want any bubbles to form while I'm adding my decal on my cup. So here I'm using a squeegee to help add my decal onto my cup. So here, removing this last piece of parchment paper, you can see that my decal aligns where both ends meet. It did overlap just a little bit, but I'm going to go in with my X-Acto knife and just remove those small pieces. So here I'm going in and removing my transfer tape. And here is my cup already with my decal added on. After adding my decal, I'm going to put my cup back on the turner and continue adding coats of Brite Tone until I'm satisfied with my gloss finish. As mentioned earlier, every coat of Brite Tone is added the same. You want to add a thin, even coat, just enough to where your cup is not dripping. Allow your cup to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours to total 4 hours of dry time. And here is how my cup turned out. This is definitely one of my favorite cups that I have made so far. The two color ombre and this shimmer vinyl definitely came together to make this beautiful cup. That is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I do upload a new video every week. If you have any video suggestions for me that you would like to see in my channel in the future, definitely also drop those in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.